Both Sheikh Yaser Birjas and Imam Omar Suleiman have made the claim and assertion that the call of the swatting attack on me at my home originated from my own home. Think about that. Who was home at the time the police broke into my house? Me, myself, and I. So who are they implying called, conducted, and staged the whole swatting attack? Myself. Someone would have to be so demented and psychologically void in order to risk their life and the possibility of getting killed in order to somehow craft this narrative of being a victim. Is it a possibility that someone could do that? Absolutely. But upon what basis do they make such a claim? Let's roll back the clock. Back on February 3rd, as detailed in my previous video, I had sent a message to both Sheikh Yaser and Imam Omar shortly after being released by the police. No response. Another member of the community had also circulated the video to some leaders, and they actually got a response back. Sheikh Yaser's response? I talked to the police, they have a whole different story, so be careful sharing half stories. After a few days, I finally caught Sheikh Yaser after Salat al-Isha at the masjid and requested to talk to him. We spoke in the hallway outside the musalla as he indicated he was in a rush to leave. I asked him about his message in the text. He confirmed he spoke with the police. I asked him, what did they say? To which he defiantly replied, I am not going to tell you, call them yourself. Sensing his resistance, I proceeded asking him for help, to which he replied, I will have nothing to do with this, and I will not take any blame. The conversation ended shortly, and he left. The following week, I would hear from a brother in the community who was concerned about me, and that another brother told him that there was an urgent meeting with the security team at the masjid to address me. Apparently, I was a possible threat to the masjid with mental issues, and there was an incident related to apparently some domestic abuse. I would also end up finding out that my picture was circulated to the entire security team at the masjid. No one to this day, over 7 months later, has approached me regarding this incident and the security debriefing. I would end up meeting Sheikh Yaser just over 2 months back to get clarity on this matter, along with other allegations related to him. He once again reiterated that the police told him that the call came from my house. I sent an email just a few days ago to the Valley Ranch board requesting 4 pieces of information. Number 1, who at the Irving Police Department did Sheikh Yaser Birjas speak to on February 3rd? Number 2, what exactly did they inform him and or others of the incident that took place? Number 3, what was the security team told and what directions were given with respect to me? Number 4, was there any follow-up meeting or communication sent out to clarify the matter? The response? Given the nature of your questions and concerns, we highly recommend you connect with the Irving Police Department on these matters. Well, allow me to update the Valley Ranch board, the community, and the world watching. I spoke to the Irving Police Department. They said they have no record of anyone speaking to the imam on that day. I was essentially told that with it being an active investigation on that day, no priest, no imam, no one would even be privy to that information unless they were directly involved with the investigation. The entire police report does not cite anything regarding a call being made from my home. So who's telling the truth? Is it the shuyukh or is it the police department? Well, it's not that hard to determine. All that Sheikh Yaser needs to do is disclose who he spoke to at the Irving Police Department. But why are they so hesitant to disclose this? Especially since there is no longer any active investigation. No police officer would demand or require by law that this information is kept confidential. I am calling upon the Valley Ranch Board of Directors and its trustees to immediately launch an investigation into this, to follow proper investigational procedures, operational protocols, and to document everything, including the preservation of all past communication regarding this issue. I strongly request that the masjid hire an external investigator to conduct this investigation. From the Board of Directors, President Samir Sayed, Farah Anwarullah, Fauzan Patel, Sadaf Ahmed, Niyaz Ahmed, Ghaus Sheikh. From the Board of Trustees, Ihab Sabri, Abdus Samad Khalilullah, and Sahar Ayad. The world is watching, and your actions will be monitored very closely. You are accountable in the sight of Allah and to all the members of this community. As elected and appointed directors and officials, I appeal to you to ensure that there is an official investigation, as this has had a tremendous impact on me, both mentally and spiritually. Having to face humiliation every time I go to the masjid, just seeing how I am always looked at and monitored by the security team and others. Many times just sitting at the masjid every Friday, listening to the khutbah, seeing some brothers carefully watching me, and even having to feel this restraint from sitting close to the minbar, thinking to myself that the security folks might become apprehensive, on high alert, and as a result approach me. I believe I have been wronged, though I want to make something very clear. This is not about me being a victim. I do not want sympathy. I want answers. I want actions. I want to ensure that no one else in our community has to go through, suffer, and experience something like this. Once again, the world is watching. I tried to email them privately and quietly, and they have essentially refused to cooperate. I call upon all of our members in the community to demand answers. I call upon everyone watching this, email the board at info@vric.org and demand answers. It is high time we stand for truth, for justice, and for accountability.